Recorded in Chicago, Illinois, with your hosts, Ken, Matt, Neal, and Jeff. This is Triviality.
Hello, welcome to Triviality, the game where a lack of seriousness meets a little bit of knowledge. My name is Ken, here in the studio with Jeff and Neal. How you guys doing today?
Yeah, doing okay.
I say I think Neal and I are a little worse for wear.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff, you said that your mouth is killing you, and
my
Neal, you said your throat?
My throat / esophagus is killing me.
Is that, like, related, or?
No, nothing happened with us together.
Okay.
Separate procedures.
Separate medical incidents?
Jeff was there for my procedure. I was there for his procedure.
It's nice that you're there for each other.
Yeah, they wouldn't let him bring a golden retriever, so.
So Jeff had his wisdom teeth out, is what we're getting at. So we hope that it removed some wisdom, and we can, beat him for once.
Bring him down to our level.
Yeah.
And I just had an endoscopy, but they didn't find anything in my stomach, so.
That's good.
Yeah.
I like how that's serious.
I'm glad everybody's in okay health. Not good health, but okay health. We have Matt in LA. He's doing great, probably, right?
Yeah, I just had some wisdom teeth inserted, so I'm really hoping for a good showing today.
Do they do that?
I don't think so.
You went to that special, surgeon?
Well, here in LA, you can get anything done.
You get anything you want.
Taylor Cook hooked him up with a back alley wisdom tooth doctor.
All right, well, we're in a funny mood today. We have a special guest host today. We're super excited. One of our favorite guest hosts. So excited, in fact, that I wore actual pants made of a denim material.
No way!
Yeah, and that is Kellyn Maguire. Welcome back.
Hi. I miss you all.
Yeah. Well, you are a Savage Superstar Patreon supporter. We appreciate that. And can you remind the audience a little bit about yourself? Even though they've heard you a lot.
Yeah, just shut up already, right?
Yeah, right?
No, I live and work around Chicago, working remotely currently. Just chilling, just trying to fill my time so I don't have to think about anything real.
There you go. Well,
so lots of hobbies and projects lately.
Nothing's more unreal than Triviality podcast.
This is the Matrix reality. Is we all wake up and we're in the Triviality studio.
All right. Well, today I think I'm going to team up with Jeff to try to beat these guys at Kellyn's game. Jeff, any team name idea?
Well, as you know, I'm reeling from my loss of wisdom, so I will defer to you.
All right. Well, I think we'd have to, since we lost wisdom, I think we have to rely on another stat. So we'll be Team Charisma.
Ooh, I like Team Charisma. Matt, what do you want to be today?
I don't know. I can't think of anything.
Well, you're Hawthorne Hawks. We've been watching footy. We have a private footy group with the Benchwarmers podcast, and you're a Hawthorne Hawks fan now, and they had a huge comeback. Mm-hmm. So how about the comeback kids?
All right, well, let's hope for that.
They have the worst uniform colors.
Yeah, I was just looking up merch actually right now instead of paying attention, and none of it's good.
All right, well, let's toss it to the rules guy, and you can continue looking up merch.
The rules of the game are simple. 20 questions split into 2 rounds worth 10 points apiece. At halftime, there'll be a special swing round designed by this week's host. After regulation, players will enter the final round with the points that they've accumulated and will have a chance to wager 0 to 30 points on 5 categorized questions. At the end of the game, someone will be named the cream of the crop.
I am the cream. Yeah.
All right, Matt, you find anything good in the merch store?
No, they have a really ugly logo.
I know Neal was also checking a merch store. Did you find anything good?
I found a lot of good stuff, but it's actually at our own merch store over at TeePublic.
Any opportunity.
You have to, anytime you can plug something, and if you're not an electrician, you have to plug a merch store.
So what did you buy today from our own merch store?
Well, I didn't want to buy any designs that reference me at all. So I definitely got a Cream of the Crop t-shirt. I got a Quentin Tarantino mug.
You would never get the Quentin Tarantino one because I know you hate feet.
Well, I got it so I could destroy it.
Merchandise purchased for the purposes of destruction is still a valid purchase. We would like to endorse that.
Yeah, if you don't like us, you can still buy something, but just destroy it but buy it first.
All right. Well, speaking of destruction, it is time to destroy this game, right, Jeff?
Yes. Absolutely can.
We're going to destroy team whatever they said.
I'm very
comeback kids.
intimidated.
The
now.
comeback kids.
Well, we have to get down first, so you might do well at the beginning.
All right, let's do it. Question 1. This one is a little bit on brand, but I thought it would make for a fun intro. Which mid-80s Muppet movie provided the inspiration for the Muppet Babies TV show?
Kellyn, you have a good connection to the Muppets, so why don't you tell everyone what that is?
I have a little podcast with a friend of mine where we just watch, or in the recent episode's case, we listen to stuff that the Muppets have done, and then we talk about it and put it out there. We have no regular schedule. We have no plan. It's just kind of winging it so far.
What's it called?
It's called Old Friends Who've Just Met, which is a reference to the song Gonzo sings in the Muppet movie. And yeah, it's out there wherever you listen to podcasts, I think. So
Yeah.
give it a little
Check
listen.
it out.
Matt, if you're okay with the answer that I mentioned to you, we can lock in to let these guys talk.
Yeah, because I don't think there's that many, so that is one that exists, so we can lock in.
Okay, Jeff. So the Muppet movie that inspired the Muppet Babies. I'm going to be honest, I haven't seen too many of the Muppet movies.
That surprises me.
I've seen the new ones, and I've seen the Christmas Carol one.
That's one of the probably the best. So
Yeah. I'm thinking maybe it's Muppet Treasure Island, because I think that story involves children, and the Muppets are not like kid characters. So maybe it's that one.
Okay. I'm happy to lock that in.
I took Kellen's clue in the question about the time period into consideration, and the one that I thought would fit best when it comes to Muppet Babies was Muppets Take Manhattan. So that's what we locked in with.
And the correct answer is The Muppets Take Manhattan. There was a dream sequence in the song that Piggy sings when they're taking a carriage ride through Central Park, where they're all baby Muppets. And so they were like, let's capitalize on this opportunity.
Have you taken Manhattan, Kellyn?
When I was in 4th grade, we took a trip and I took over Manhattan, and I brought a disposable camera with, and instead of taking pictures of the sights, I just took 25 pictures of pigeons.
That's one way to do it.
And I think they all got thrown away except for
Oh,
one.
no.
So, question 2. For the last 3 years of his life, Christian Bale's father, David, was married to which famous activist, best known for her writings and for co-founding Ms. Magazine and the Women's Media Center?
I heard this information for the first time about 11 hours ago.
Really?
So we will lock in.
Well, when I think of famous female activists, normally at the top of the list is Gloria Steinem. She would kind of be in the right age range for his dad, I would think. I'm not sure how old he is, but
Mm-hmm.
I know she's, into all different types of media, magazines, documentaries, films, that kind of thing. So that would be my guess, but I'm not 100% on it.
Well, you have more thought behind it than I do, so we can go with that one. Gloria Steinem.
And as I said, I was playing Trivia Murder Party late last night, and this question came up, and it was the first time I've ever heard it, but we said Gloria Steinem.
And the correct answer is Gloria Steinem. I didn't know this was in a Trivia Murder Party game.
Yeah, they
I
got a
was
lot of
Googling.
questions in those.
I was reading
Good.
about Christian Bale, and it was like his stepmom was...
I learned a thing, and it turns out I can retain information for 12 hours.
Wow.
Not 13. though.
Oh,
Not 13.
good for you.
About 3 people got that. That was a good impression, though.
All right. We'll jump to question 3. One more marriage-related question, I guess. Richard Nixon's youngest daughter married the grandson of which 20th century president?
All right, Jeff wrote down a few names. We are picking one, and we are locked in.
All right, Matt, I have no idea on this one. I was just trying to think of presidents that had daughters. So I know it's definitely not Clinton, but that's all I got.
Well, that is the wrong line of thinking because you're looking for sons, grandson.
Oh,
Right.
well, that would help.
Because it's Nixon's daughter.
That's presumptuous, Matt.
No, it was in the
you're right.
question.
Okay.
Grandson was in the question.
I was like, oh, am I getting canceled?
Not for that.
No.
No.
For something else, maybe, but not for that.
So 20th century presidents. Can you name 4?
Ford, Carter, Johnson, Lyndon B. Johnson, Kennedy.
You did succeed. That is 4.
There you go. I don't think it'd be
Congrats.
Kennedy because we would know that. We know everything the Kennedys do.
I don't know much about Lyndon B. Johnson or Gerald Ford. I don't know.
I bet Jimmy Carter has a handsome grandson.
I bet so too. He's probably really gentlemanly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that.
Let's go Jimmy Carter.
So we think you guys went the wrong way on the time spectrum, right?
Yeah, because I would think if it's Nixon's kid and the other person's grandkid, you'd want to go older.
Right.
So we went with Dwight Eisenhower.
And the correct answer is Dwight D. Eisenhower.
Good guess, Jeff.
Wow.
Julie Nixon.
Good
and-
reasoned guess.
And
I was like, who's an older Republican?
I was saying it works well. They were both 20, so the way that aged out.
I can't imagine getting married at 20 for myself. I was not.
God
mature
no. Question 4, Matt. I think this would be more your speed. There are 2 decades between 1900 and 2020 in which none of the Big 4 Chicago teams won a league championship, including pre-AFL NFL consolidation in 1970. So just name one of those decades. So I'm looking for an answer like the 2020s or the whatever, like that.
So just to clarify, this is no championships of the Big 4 sports, but that includes 5 teams because we have the Cubs and the Sox, right?
Yes.
Okay, sounds good. You said you had a hunch?
We can lock in.
All right, so not the
Going backwards.
60s because the Hawks won.
Okay.
Not the 90s because I think there was a
Well, the
pretty
Bear-
good basketball team.
Bears won in the 80s.
Not the 80s. Let's go with the 70s.
I was thinking either that or the 50s because I know the Bears won in the 40s.
Yeah, but I don't know what happened in the 50s at all, so.
Yeah.
They're probably
70s
like,
it is.
Oh, these sports teams are pretty good, see?
We will
Maybe
go
that
with
was the 1940s or 30s.
Yeah, we will go with the 1970s.
Yeah, I think the 70s is a strong contender. I think the other decade might be the 30s, but we're gonna lock in with the 1970s.
And that's correct. It's either the 50s or the 70s. So actually, Jeff, you were right on track with that. In the 30s, just for the record, the Bears won in 32 and 33, and the Blackhawks won for the 37-38 season.
These
I
sports
remember
teams
it
can't
well.
hit the broadside of a barn.
Kathryn Hepburn, what are you doing here?
Hey, Dana, hand me my shoulder pads.
Okay, well, moving on to question 5.
When I was in drama school, a pup was just a character in a Shakespeare play.
I hate when Kathryn Hepburn bursts into the studio unexpected. I told Bogey, I says,
I smoke cigarettes with no filters because I don't have one either.
You're an absolute brute, you are. All right, question 5.
Jeff, do you have a Hepburn?
No, I'm too busy imagining this like Kathryn Hepburn-Kool-Aid Man, where she just bursts in through a wall.
Be on the lookout for
it's
unexpected
refreshing,
Hepburn
delicious,
merchandise.
and blue. And we have our episode title. Thank you.
Question 5. There's disputing information based on the source on what the most popular street name is in the United States. However, there's consistency with the order of first, second, and third. And by that, I mean which street name consistently ranks the highest out of first, second, and third.
And when you say street names, you mean the names of streets, not what we are known on the streets.
Correct.
Correct.
Jeff here is known as Jay Swizzle. That's not what you mean.
No.
Okay.
Oh, God.
And it's Ken Bone, right?
No, not Ken Bone.
Well, he's Ken_Bone, so his Reddit history is not questionable.
I'm undecided on my street name, guys.
Undecided street name Ken Bone.
Mine
I never
is
thought I'd
Tiger
hear a
Bone.
Ken Bone joke again.
Oh, you don't listen to the
He's
show
back.
now because we make them all the time.
Oh my god.
Red Sweater Boys with Ken Bone.
Okay, well, this is pretty much a guess. We'll just guess.
All right, so when Kellyn read the question, I initially thought, First or Main Street. But then when she ended the question, she said first, second, and third. And I don't know if she's literally meaning street names first, second, and third, or what comes.
She does.
She does, okay. So in that case, I feel like it's a trick question, and maybe a lot of first streets are also called Main Street or something else.
That would be my guess. Is they're either or they're ceremoniously renamed, and then because you wouldn't name Second Street after somebody. That'd be kind of a slap in the face, I would think, right? I don't know. That makes sense to me anyway.
So you guys are going with Second Street,
Yes, Second Street.
and we are going with Second Street.
The correct answer is Second Street.
Good job, guys.
This is a good game so far.
Yeah, good game. It is 40-40.
Trading punches back and forth. What do you think about that, Kathryn? Yeah, I love fisticuffs. Keep it going.
Quit talking to yourself, man.
There's one game for all you Triviality listeners that you'll never know about. You'll never find
It was just Neal doing all of the voices.
Well, Ken had to leave unexpectedly for, I forgot what it was, 20 minutes, and Jeff was sitting next to me, and I was pretending to have full conversations with Ken, and he was not here. And so you'll never know which episode it was, because I don't even remember, but it's on an episode.
Yeah, that really happened. It's great.
Because I go, Ken, what do you think about this? Yeah, that's a pretty good answer. I think we should go here. You were never here.
Chaos.
That's how it really works behind the scenes here. at
I'm not even
Triviality.
here today, so.
Okay, question 6. There are 3 time zones with a 45-minute offset of coordinated universal time. One is in the Chatham Islands, one is used in 2 small areas of Australia, and the third is the official time zone of what Asian country? The offset, listed as UTC plus 545, is due to the meridian of their standard time being placed at a mountain east of their capital.
All right, Jeff has written down 2 answers on the paper, and you could just pick one, and I'll be good with that. So
All
we're
right.
locked in.
Matt, I have no idea kind of what was even said in this question. All I could think about was Morris Day and the Time, the band. So
Wait, you're telling me that you guys don't look at time zone maps like I do?
I do not. I knew Jeff probably would know this, but I really have no idea. So do you have any idea on this question?
So let's look at the
Some
facts.
people like adult videos. Jeff likes time zone maps.
I feel like I'm the one who's not missing out on anything.
So that's where Jeff goes to Bed Bath and Beyond, and in
Yeah.
the Beyond section, there's a beaded entry, and he goes through it, and there's time zone maps.
The
Girlfriend
local
just pulled
family
out some
video has
papers
a
underneath his
second
bed
room for just time zone maps.
behind swinging doors. He's like, ooh,
That's right. When Angie
Um,
finds stuff hidden under the bed, it's maps.
it's time zone.
Jeff,
What
not
is that?
again! You said you'd stop!
Isn't our time zone enough? So we're looking at back to the matter at hand. We're looking at Asia. We're looking at mountains. What are we looking at?
I mean,
Mongolia.
okay, yeah,
They got mountains.
probably.
Probably.
That's probably where the I forget what the mountain range that Mount Everest is in, but it's probably around that by Thailand, around that area. No, not
Yeah,
Thailand.
That is very confused.
yeah. Those are not next to each other. Let's go Mongolia.
Okay.
You might not be wrong with something near Nepal. I feel like this might be in the greater Himalayas region. We guess Pakistan.
Well, I'm sorry to say the answer is Nepal. Just for perspective, when it's noon in Chicago, it's 10:45 in Nepal. And there's also 8 time zones that have a 30-minute offset. So time is made up, everybody.
On that note, this episode is running long, so let's move on to question 7.
Okay, question 7. While male athletes compete in the decathlon for the Olympics, what multi-event competition do the female athletes participate in?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay.
All right, we're locked in.
So I think it's 5 events.
So like a
Which I-
quintathlon?
No, I think
Yeah, you have all that quint-up anger.
yeah, just a quinto. 5 or 6, maybe. I the name that's coming to me is heptathlon, which I think would that be 6? I don't know how many it is. Because I know they don't do shot put, and they don't do. I don't think they do javelin throw.
So heptathlon?
Yeah, but I don't know how many. I think that's 6.
That sounds familiar. I
I
don't
know
know.
it's
You
a-
can
I
just
know
give me
it's a
the name
thing.
of it. You don't have to give me the
Oh,
number.
okay. Well then,
I'll take either, but whatever you give me.
yeah, let's go heptathlon then.
Okay.
We also said heptathlon, which I think is 7, but I can't remember.
It is the heptathlon, which is 7 events for question 7. That was my
Hey.
little hinty hint. Question 8. On April 19th, 2018, King Mswati III of the Kingdom of Swaziland announced that the country would be renamed what?
Yep, we will lock in.
I've been waiting years for this.
I know
question.
you have.
Approximately
I know.
2 years.
This is Matt's
I
favorite
know.
trivia question.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I answer this for every single question.
Glad I could help.
Yeah, that would be Eswatini.
We agree. We said Eswatini.
Yeah, the Kingdom of Eswatini.
Well, I know their HBO has a really popular show there, Eswatini and Down. I think it's produced by.
Stop. No mas.
Okay, question 9. In The Blues Brothers, the brothers and the band impersonate the good old boys to get a gig at Bob's Country Bunker. In order to impress the clientele who like both kinds of music, country and western, they perform which 2 songs?
I think we can lock in, Matt.
I was hoping.
This is one of the movies that has slipped through the cracks for me and I've never seen.
Yeah.
So I have no idea.
Well, I know the Blues Brothers. That was didn't they do like "Give Me Some Lovin'"? Didn't they do a cover of that?
I mean, probably, but I think we're talking about country western songs.
Yeah, I don't
Country
know. I haven't
and
seen
western. It's
Country
the two-
and
it.
western.
I have not
Two
seen that movie
genres.
either,
All right,
so.
we're tapping. There's no way we're gonna get this.
All right, we'll say Rawhide and we'll say Tequila.
The champs.
The answer is Theme from Rawhide and Stand By Your Man.
Oh, that's right.
And Ken and Jeff, I expect for you both to have watched this the next time we see each other.
All right, well, maybe I'll check it out.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll see.
Question 10. On your candy, it may be referred to as confectioner's glaze. In fireworks, it acts as a low-temperature fuel that helps create bright blues and greens, mixed with solvents and makes a popular wood finish, and in a nail salon, you might find it as a top coat. What is the name of this natural resin made from beetle excretion?
Not vegan.
How did they get Paul McCartney to agree to this?
I'm okay with that.
Is that the right?
That's definitely that's what their shells are made out of.
All right.
I don't know if it's
That's
an
what we'll-
excretion,
That's
but-
what we'll
Okay.
go with.
So you texted me Frosted Flakes, which I don't think is correct. It's not
Made from real tiger.
I remember hearing this fact because I think someone was talking about, how they just ate candy and it had these secretions on it. Or maybe I'm thinking of that other
You're thinking
secretion
of the-
from like woodchucks or whatever it is that they use in.
Or the Red 5 food coloring, which is also beetle shells.
I don't know. I have no idea. So
Sucrose.
how about
Beetle
let's just go with yeah. How about
Succulent
Ringo-
Gross.
Ringo Cross? Let's just go with that.
Ringross? I don't know.
All right, so they're going with Ringo Cross. Is that right?
That
Yeah,
is
that is
right.
correct.
All right, great. We think that this is not the man who wrote Jurassic Park, Michael Crichton, but I think it's pronounced Chiton or Chiton.
Chiton, I believe.
Yeah,
The answer I'm looking for is shellac.
Shellac.
Hmm.
Oh, it's a
Oh, that makes sense.
punk band. Shellac.
That's the stuff that's
I did
on
not
the
realize that
outside
was made from
of
shells.
Milk Duds and jelly beans and candy corn.
I was thinking of the trivia fact where it's like, and I know this sounds gross, but it's true. As someone said that there's like they extract, I don't know if it's vanilla or something from like the anal glands of
Yeah.
a
Beaver
I'm
butt
talking
juice.
Peppermint.
yeah, beaver butt juice. Yeah,
You
that's
get
it.
raspberry and vanilla, like natural flavoring from castoreum,
Mm.
All right.
which actually makes for a nice lead into the mid-round. So,
But first, it is 60 to 60, still tied up.
oh boy. Well, it's interesting that you mentioned castoreum beaver butt juice because my mid-round is in honor of the return of Good Job Brain, the trivia podcast from way back when. And one of their favorite things to talk about was castoreum beaver butt juice. And so in honor of that, I've created a quiz similar in tribute to their recurring Brad Pitt or lasers quiz. So I have 10 pairs of similar or competing people and things whose birth years or start days are going to be 16 years apart or less. The gap will get smaller as I go down the list. So I'm going to give you the time gap and the two subjects in question, and I just want you to tell me which came first.
Okay.
So the first one, with a gap of 16 years, Dunkin' Donuts and Pete's Coffee. Number 2, with a gap of 12 years, Coca-Cola and Pepsi-Cola. Number 3, with a gap of 11 years, Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy, the original Art Fleming version. Number 4, with a gap of 9 years, Nikola Tesla and Thomas Edison. Number 5, with a gap of 8 years, Visa and MasterCard. Number 6, with a gap of 7 years, the launch of Cartoon Network and the founding of Studio Ghibli. Number 7, with a gap of 4 years, Oreo and Hydrox cookies. Number 8, with a gap of 3 years, Kmart and Target. Number 9, with a gap of 1 year and 8 months, the first appearance of the Fantastic Four, or the first appearance of the Justice League in their respective comic appearances. And last, with a gap of 8 months, the births of Steve Jobs and Bill Gates.
Speaking of the Fantastic Four, have I ever told you about the time I created Spider-Man?
How did you create Spider-Man?
Well, I saw a fly crawling on the wall, and I thought maybe we could take a break and think about our answers, and we'll be right back. He can crawl on walls, and he can shoot webs, and nobody's going to want to see that. And I said, just give him a shot. So they put him in the Fantastic Four, and we are back with our answers.
Yeah, that was an hour I'll never get back.
Isn't that the tagline for Triviality?
It should be. Should be.
Hey, welcome to Triviality. This is an hour that you'll never get back. My name is Ken.
Question. All right. Number 1, Dunkin' Donuts and Pete's Coffee.
We were pretty sure it's Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, I think America's been running on Dunkin' quite a bit longer than it's been whatever they do with Pete's, so we said Dunkin'.
I presume dumping it down the drain.
Come
Correct
on.
answer. The answer is Dunkin' Donuts. First location was in 1950. Pete's was 1966. Number 2, Coca-Cola.
And might I add, we have a 50% chance on all of these. So if we do worse than 50%, we have thwarted ourselves.
That's a victory in and
That's
of
how that
itself,
works,
I
right?
think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, number 2.
Coca-Cola and Pepsi-Cola.
It's always Coca-Cola, right?
Sure.
I think that was a slogan of theirs for a
Yeah,
while.
I think Pepsi copied them.
Yeah, I believe Mr. Pemberton started first, so we went Coca-Cola.
Correct answer is Coca-Cola, 1886. Pepsi-Cola first marketed as Pepsi-Cola in 1898, but in 1893 it was marketed as Brad's Drink.
Give me some
Now
of
with
that.
more cocaine.
Give me some of that refreshing Brad's.
And it was
Do you
probably-
need a pep in your step?
only Brads would buy it, so they were like, we need to sell better. Let's give it to people named Pepsi. Number 3, Wheel of Fortune and the original Jeopardy.
We think this is the OG Jeopardy.
We also said Jeopardy.
The correct answer is Jeopardy. Wheel of Fortune first aired January 6th, 1975. Jeopardy on March 30th, 1964. Nikola Tesla and Thomas Edison.
All right, we said that it was Nikola Tesla.
Who crowned first, right?
Yes, that's how birthing works.
Yeah.
Yes.
We also went with Tesla.
The correct answer is Thomas Edison. His birth date is February 11th, 1847. Nikola Tesla, July 10th, 1856. Visa and MasterCard.
For this one, we said Visa.
This one we said MasterCard.
Ooh, so a little drama. The correct answer is Visa, 1958, and MasterCard was 1966. The launch of Cartoon Network and the founding of Studio Ghibli.
So we were pretty sure Ghibli was founded in like the mid to late 80s, which is probably before Cartoon Network.
Yeah, I thought this might be a trick question, and Cartoon Network just happened to be older, but we played it safe, and we went Studio Ghibli.
The correct answer is Studio Ghibli. June 15th, 1985. The launch of Cartoon Network was October 1st, 1992. Now for the really hard one, Oreo and Hydrox cookies.
There's only one original. Hydrox.
Hydrox.
Yep. Hail Hydrox.
The correct answer is Hydrox, 1908. Oreos were from 1912. Kmart and Target.
Yeah, this was probably in our lifetime. I think I remember Kmart's first, so we said Kmart.
I once had a summer job where I was working at a Target. I was actually the cleanup crew at night, and one night I actually got locked in on accident, and Jennifer Connelly and I had to run away from robbers,
God,
the Mulroney brothers.
there it is.
But we figured Kmart was around a lot longer because I remember when Target first came around. So we also said Kmart.
Correct answer is Kmart, but it's older than you think, I think. Kmart was founded July 1899 and Target in June 1902.
Oh, wow.
That was not in my lifetime.
Yeah. No,
I am not
well, that we know of.
120 years old.
Unless you just reveal to everybody that you are
I'm a
actually
vampire.
a vampire. A vegan vampire.
Blah! That's why we have to hang these curtains over the
That's
windows.
right. No daylight. What if we were the only vampire trivia podcast? That'd be pretty cool.
It's a very niche
Talk
market.
about vampire.
Yeah, and that's why everyone who comes into the studio on all the episodes you never hear from them again because we've converted them.
Why has Twilight done this to us? Why do I have an accent? I've been living in America for 200 years.
Oh no.
What if you had a Transylvanian transatlantic accent?
Just try it.
Well, I think it would sound a little something like this.
Well, I says to him, I says,
I want to suck your blood over here, please. No, now I sound like an Italian soccer fan or something.
Yeah, this is getting
all right,
away from us.
that's the best we're going to do. So let's go to number 9.
Okay. The first appearance of the Fantastic Four and the first appearance of the Justice League.
We said Marvel was copycats with the team-up comic, and we went with Justice League.
Yes, we also went with the Justice League.
Correct answer is the Justice League, March 1960. Fantastic Four, November 1961. And finally, the smallest gap of 8 months, Steve Jobs and Bill Gates.
And we went William Gates.
We did as well.
Correct answer is Steve Jobs. He was born February 24th, 1955, and Bill Gates was born October 28th, 1955.
Okay, we have the first separation of the game. We achieved 40 points at the Team Charisma, and we are at 100 points. The Comeback Kids need a little bit of a comeback. Just a little comeback, because they're at 95 with 35 points in the swing round.
Jumping into round 2. Question 1. Which of these is not a listed character of the Thimble Theater, otherwise known as Popeye the Sailor series? Peepeye, Ham Gravy, or Lean Bean?
That's fine because I want to say that was not the one I knew for sure was in there.
Okay.
So.
All right, we are locked in.
And just to confirm, you said Peepeye, Lean Gravy, and what was the other one?
Nope.
Ham
Peepie,
Gravy.
Ham Gravy, and Lean Bean,
Ooh, all right, I know.
which are coincidentally all of our street names.
I know for a fact Peepeye is a character, Matt. If that helps.
Yeah, that's Popeye's twin brother, right?
Or kid, I can't remember. It's either his
I don't
brother
know.
or
I
his
just
kid.
made that up. Ham Gravy sounds like that could be one of Brutus's buddies, right?
Oh yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
But Lean Bean sounds like that could be Olive Oil's schoolyard chum
Yeah, right.
from back
Yeah.
in the day who shows up to try to steal Popeye.
I kind of lean towards Ham Gravy being not a character.
You don't think so?
I don't know. I like your logic though about Lean Bean being Olive Oil's friend.
It is made up. Let's go with Ham Gravy.
I'm pretty sure Ham Gravy is one of the characters.
What do you think ham gravy is?
I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure I remember Ham Gravy being a character.
All right, we're going with Lean Bean is not a character.
And the correct answer is Lean Bean. I made that up. Ham Gravy is Olive Oil's ex-fiance, played by played by Bill Irwin in the Robin Williams movie. And Peepeye is one of Popeye's nephews, along with his brothers Pipeye, Poopeye, and Popeye.
That's unfortunate. Isn't Lean Bean the guy on the street corner who can sell you some stuff?
Hey, we got these magic beans. If you plant them, a beanstalk will grow.
Lean Bean.
Into the what? All right, question 2. Not counting the actors who briefly portrayed the parents of the teenagers, all but 2 of the 7 actors in The Breakfast Club made appearances on the TV show Psych. Paul Gleason, who played the teacher Mr. Vernon, had a pretty good excuse, as he had passed away 2 months before the show premiered. What is the name of the other actor who never appeared on the long-running USA Network original show?
Pretty sure Matt and I can lock in. I'm just confirming with him because we're both huge fans of this show.
All right, so we can talk because it's not going to sway their answer.
No.
All right, you got Bender. He was probably on it. Emilio Estevez, maybe not.
Could be. Michael Anthony Hall?
Would Molly Ringwald be on it?
Molly Ringworm?
Maybe. Anthony Michael Hall would probably be on it. I would go with Emilio.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll go Emilio Estevez.
You're going with Emilio, the Mighty Duck Man.
Yeah. I think Emilio is probably, too big for his britches for Psych. He's like, who's this show calling me? I don't want to do this.
Curious if your reasoning is right. Well, we know Judd Nelson. He was a scientist, a virologist. Ali Sheedy was, I don't want to give any spoilers away. It doesn't really matter. It's been over for a long time. She was Yang. And then you have Anthony Michael Hall is a new chief. And Molly Ringwald was a Nurse Ratched type character at a mental institution, which leaves Matt.
Emilio.
Correct answer is Emilio Estevez, but he was name dropped. In the episode Someone's Got a Woody, Sean introduced himself as Emilio Estevez. Yes, Ali Sheedy played the serial killer Mr. Yang in multiple episodes. Anthony Michael Hall was interim police chief Harrison Trout in multiple episodes. John Capellos, who was the custodian, he plays the head of the city council and then mayor of Santa Barbara, Tom Swaggerty, in 2 episodes. Judd Nelson is Dr. Stephen Reidman, expert of the Thornburg virus for the CDC, in the episode Death is in the Air, and Molly Ringwald plays Nurse McElroy in Sean Interrupted. Question 3. Which of the Great Lakes did the Edmund Fitzgerald sink into?
We can lock in.
What about Erie? It would be Erie if a boat sank into it, right?
I kind of like that. Erie's
No, don't like that.
well, no, it's a little east. Obviously, there's it's around.
I feel like if it was in Michigan, we would know that.
It happened in the decade preceding our births. So
Yeah, I know, but somebody would have talked about it at some point.
Well, yeah, I'll give you whatever you think then from those 2, or if you want to go rogue,
I
it's
said
fine.
Erie, so that's what I think.
All right, we'll go Lake Erie.
Well, I know Neal actually got an apartment that I was going for over me because he was in the wreck of the Andrea Doria. But what did we say?
I believe this is Lake Superior.
And it is Lake Superior.
Looks like we had a superior answer.
We did.
A little bonus fact that you might have seen floating around Facebook is due to the cold temperature of the lake, dead bodies tend to not come up. So everybody who died on the ship is probably still
Entombed in the ship.
Down there. I needed to preempt Jeff being the Debbie Downer.
This is the only button on the soundboard that's allowed, by the way, guys.
Yeah, that's pretty sad too.
Matt and I, we're playing a strategy here because we are the comeback kids. We have to have a little separation so we can come back. So
Is that what it is?
that's what it is.
Question 4. Which soccer player, who happened to be a member of the U.S. team, held the record for most international goals scored with a whopping 184, surpassed in January 2020 by Canadian Christine Sinclair?
Good of answers, any?
Could be. I was thinking of maybe someone else, but no, I'm fine with that.
Okay, we're locked in.
So I don't think it was Mia Hamm, right?
Yeah, I thought that could be a red herring. Like I was trying to think of who the other big scorers were from her era.
Yeah, but I think it might have been from the team after, who played a long time. What's her is Webb the last name? Does that sound familiar?
It's not Rapinoe, right? That's too current, right?
Yeah. Abby Wambach was part of those 2000s World Cups teams that scored a whole bunch.
Did you know that
And
Abby Wambach's poops are actually in the shape of cubes?
Oh no.
And American flags. Yeah, I like your thinking there. I think you're right. Maybe it's the team after Mia Hamm, because I think that'd be the way to kind of go initially, but you'd want to change it. So
Yeah. Do you want to go then Abby Wambach?
yeah, I like that.
All right, we're going with Megan Rapinoe.
Correct answer is Abby Wambach. So
Good job, guys.
let the comeback commence. This next one is not a soccer question, so sorry about that.
Yay.
Question 5. After breaking up for the first time in 1970, Simon and Garfunkel reunited the first time in 1972
Old friends.
to play a fundraising concert for which failed presidential candidate.
All right, after a bit of conversation, I think I recall something from a movie about this election, but I can't quite put it together, so we're just kind of trying to logic the answer, and we're locked in.
Okay. So Neil, you texted me McGovern, which led me to my ill-advised McCheese reference. Do you think that's right? You think he's tried to McGovern his way to the White House?
I don't know if that's right. I just we mentioned Mondale to each other, but I'm pretty sure it's the 80s.
Yeah, I want to say, isn't that
Mhm.
84 against Reagan?
Yeah.
That sounds right.
But I don't know if it's from a movie or whatever. Kind of like Ken was saying, I just remember the name McGovern running. He didn't win. Maybe it was the West Wing.
Obviously.
I don't know. Yeah, right. So that's the only name I'm coming up with. I can't think of another.
Well, if it's from a movie, then it might be right. And so we'll lock in with McGovern.
And we thought maybe Jimmy Carter shot his shot.
Correct answer is George McGovern. And he lost terribly in that election. So maybe it wasn't a good omen for Simon and Garfunkel either.
All right, the comeback kids have made up the ground that they lost. It is now 125 to 130. Both teams scoring 30 points in the first half of the second round.
All right, moving into question 6. In the movie Shrek, as a distraction, Fiona sends Donkey out to find a blue flower with red thorns after Shrek is shot in the, let's say, rear end with an arrow. Even though he does pick the right flower in the end, he says the task would be so much easier if what?
We can lock in.
I know that Doggy enjoys waffles. I've seen that before.
Yeah, we could go. This would be a lot easier
Making
if it was making waffles.
It's definitely a thing that he said.
You're not wrong there.
So, hey, we're making waffles. That's our answer.
Yeah, the answer to this question becomes easier if you think about it in Eddie Murphy's voice. I believe the answer is if I weren't colorblind.
The correct answer is if he wasn't colorblind, he's walking around going, blue flower, red thorns, blue flower, red thorns. This would be so much easier if I wasn't colorblind. He does find it, though, so. Question 7. Only one president's child has ever died in combat. His name was Quentin Roosevelt, and he was a war pilot who died in air combat. His father was not the president at the time. Who was his father?
It's a trap.
That's a trap.
It's got to be a trap, right?
Unless it's just a 50-50. I think we're overthinking it.
I think it's a trap. There's no way this is not a trap.
Can't be like Teddy Roosevelt's kid.
All right, fine. Say
And he-
Teddy Roosevelt,
and he-
fall
and he-
into the
And
trap.
he died in World War One or something. I don't know.
I mean, that's the obvious answer, but go ahead. Let's say
What?
it. Let's say Teddy Roosevelt,
You're
and
you're very indignant.
and
right
then
now.
you can get me a cup of coffee as an apology.
Well, I think that the trap is if it's FDR or Teddy, right? I think that's what the thing is. But I was leaning Teddy. You too, Neil?
Yeah, when I first thought it was a trap, I was like, maybe it's Wilson or Truman, and it was like a wartime president, but maybe it is just a simple trap. And yeah, I agree with you. Let's just go with Teddy.
Mm-hmm.
And you can buy me a cup of coffee if we're wrong.
No.
Well, you both get to save your money because it was Teddy Roosevelt.
All right, Jeff. I will be going to get my own coffee from the kitchen. Can I get you anything while I'm over there?
He died in World War One, so right around that time. He had a nephew who was also named Quentin Roosevelt, who was a pilot who died in World War II.
Oh man,
But I got this
the
question.
cursed name.
Yeah, I got this question from my dad, whose name is Quentin.
Roosevelt.
Not Roosevelt.
I'm actually a descendant.
Can I get you anything? Bottle of water, LaCroix,
I'm okay. Oh, LaCroix, please.
cup of coffee.
Are you going to the kitchen?
I'm going to the kitchen.
I'll
Not-
take a bottle
Not
of water.
for you though, because this was an accord between me and Jeff.
Let me tell you something though. Both of those Quentins, they were beside themselves because normally every day
feet joke. Here it comes. Here it comes.
they enjoyed 30,000 feet every time they went up in the air. Thank you.
That was the one time it was worth it. Good job, Neil.
That's excellent.
Thank you.
All right, doing a little cut here. I went to the kitchen and got Neil a water per his request. Got myself another sip of coffee. So let's proceed to the next question.
All right. Question 8. Carrie Underwood's husband is a former professional hockey player who has played center for the Ottawa Senators and the Nashville Predators. What is his name?
We can lock in on this one.
Great.
Now, Neil, do you know this one?
So Carrie, I think, dated a hockey player at one point. I can't remember the name.
Well, if she took his last name, she would sound like a Star Wars character actress.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he might be a cousin of yours, because I believe his name is Mike Fisher.
Oh no, I thought. Oh my God, I'm on migraine medicine. I thought you meant Sex and the City, Carrie Bradshaw. And I was thinking of hockey player that she dated, but I think it
Mr.
was. I think Samantha dated a hockey player. Anyway, we'll go with your answer.
Oh my God.
Mike,
So I actually might have this wrong because there was it was funny because there was a player on the Predators named Neal as a last name and one named Fisher as a last name. And I said, that's weird. They both play on the Predators. So I remembered it was one of those two guys, and I went with James Neal, but it might be Mike Fisher. Kellyn?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. The answer is Mike Fisher.
All right, good job, guys. I botched it.
The Predators, the only team that
How
Chris
about that?
Hansen will not root for.
Okay, question 9. A Yale lab recently announced that they have developed a vaccine against what infectious disease that got its name from a medieval Italian translation of the phrase bad air.
Oh, we can lock in.
Can you think of a disease that's airborne that is prevalent around the world?
I
that
mean,
a vaccine would be
like-
needed for? Like not.
COVID-19.
Well, yeah. obviously, yeah.
Can you think of
I think
one?
cholera? Cholera's one, isn't it? Oh.
Yeah.
Don't you dare cut the soundboard off when I press that button.
I like your. I mean, the clue in there about the medieval Italian makes me think it's got to be something that's been around a really long time.
All right, let's put our fingers together.
I like your cholera.
Could it be?
Love in
Could it
time
be
of
like the
cholera.
Black Plague though? Could they have finally made the vaccine?
I kind of like the plague. I don't know if that is like too.
I don't
Who
like the
doesn't?
plague.
of a,
Hot take. Bad. The plague is bad. We can. I think. You're breaking your rules of 3. It's no longer funny.
But if you do it one more time, it's funny again.
It's funny again. There it is.
It's a new 3. Whatever you want to go with, Matt.
Let's go with the Black Plague.
I don't think this has anything to do with it being airborne. I think they just didn't know where it came from. But I think it's malaria.
It is airborne in a way.
I guess it is. Yeah, I guess technically you're right. Which is the best kind of right.
The correct answer is malaria. And it's an RNA vaccine, just like our good friend, the COVID vaccine.
Nice.
It's substantial.
Some of them.
How much actually interesting stuff has come out of having the pandemic as far as new vaccine technologies. So
Yeah.
Yep.
Very exciting.
If you want to find some silver lining, there you go.
Question 10. Mostly found in farmhouses constructed in the 19th century in Vermont and other New England states. These type of windows are seen pitched at a 45-degree angle and tucked up under the eaves of the second story of a home. By what spooky name are they colloquially known, supposedly for their ability to keep their namesake out?
Matt, we can lock in, actually.
Do you think it's like ghost light or something like that?
ooh, ghost light, moonlight.
Keeping their namesake out. Spooky. I'd say it's definitely ghost. But would it be like ghost window or I think ghost light sounds good.
I think ghost light sounds cool.
Yeah, that's the name of my new band.
I was doing some research for a book I'm working on, just looking at windows for some reason. And I went
What?
down a rabbit hole on these windows because I thought it was so interesting. Houses still had them. And houses actually have stairways that are made to keep these, I guess, people out. Anyway, I believe it's a witch window.
And the correct answer is a witch window. They have a couple other names, but that's what you'll see a lot of people refer to them as. And they're pretty odd looking, but also I kind of want one wherever I end up living.
All right, not too much change in the second half there. It is 160 to 155 with us still in the lead, so the comeback kids do need a comeback.
Let's hope the final round helps out some. The categories for your final round are Fred, Daphne, Velma, Shaggy, and Scooby.
The wagers are now locked in, and it turns out both teams are pushing in their chips. So 30 points all the way down for both teams. It's going to be a true final.
All right, so let's kick it off. Fred. Fred the Red is the mascot for which English football club? Daphne. Daphne Moon on the TV show Frasier was played by Jane Leeves, who made her feature film debut as an uncredited dancer in which Monty Python film?
Should have saw that coming.
Velma. The EPA's Visualizing Ecosystem Land Management Assessments Model, or VELMA model, is used to improve the water quality of streams, rivers, and estuaries. What is an estuary? You might know this one if you're a fan of Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas or the John Denver and the Muppets A Christmas Together album. Shaggy. According to the lyrics on Genius.com, how many times does Shaggy say "wasn't me" in the song "It Wasn't Me" within 2? And Scooby. Which Frank Sinatra standard did Fred Silverman credit as the inspiration for Scooby-Doo's name?
All right, we'll think about the answers. We'll be right back. As we say on Triviality, all the answers are locked in.
All right. So, question 1, Fred. Fred the Red is the mascot for which English football club?
All right, again, 30 points all the way down for both teams. Manchester United is a football team, and they wear red, so we said Man U. That's the best we can do.
Well, those are good reasons, and they're probably 100% correct because we also said Man U.
Correct answer, Manchester United. A little bonus fact, Fred's full name is Fred Jones, and he was originally going to be named Ronnie or Jeff, but spelled the wrong way, the Geoff way.
Geoff.
Goff.
Question 2, Daphne. Daphne Moon on the TV show Frasier was played by Jane Leeves, who made her feature film debut as an uncredited dancer in which Monty Python film?
All right, so this one we had pretty much between Holy Grail, which had a dance sequence, and I don't think Life of Brian had one, and Meaning of Life did have lots of dance sequences. So it came down to how old we thought she was, and we thought she was probably younger on the show Frasier than we had perceived. So we said Meaning of Life.
We were between Meaning of Life and Life of Brian. Actually, I didn't think it was Monty or Holy Grail, and we couldn't remember dance sequence in Life of Brian, so we just defaulted to Meaning of Life.
I think the closest thing to a dance sequence in Life of Brian is Always Look on the Bright Side of Life, but not a lot of dancing
Right.
going on. It is the Meaning of Life.
They were immobilized. Yeah.
Let's say.
Let's say they were immobilized.
It is the Meaning of Life. Her full name is Daphne Blake, and she was originally going to be named Kelly. Question 3, Velma. The EPA's Visualizing Ecosystem Land Management Assessments Model, or VELMA model, is used to improve the water quality of streams, rivers, and estuaries. What is an estuary?
Yeah, me and Jeff debated about this one, and eventually we landed on, we think an estuary is an underground waterway.
I thought that an estuary was like a body of water that the rivers kind of fed into before it went out to sea or to the ocean or something like that. So some kind of like pool or something along those lines. So that's what we locked in with.
I'll give you the points because it's hard to, word for word match it. It's essentially where a freshwater source, a river, meets a saltwater source, partially enclosed kind of coastal water body. And the Emmett Otter / John Denver hint is there's a song called River Where the River Meets the Sea. And that's essentially it.
So it's a place where fresh and salt water mix.
Yeah, make brackish water. And to continue the pattern, Velma her full name is Velma Dinkley, but she was originally going to be called Linda, which wouldn't have been the same. Question 4, Shaggy. According to the lyrics on Genius.com, how many times does Shaggy say "wasn't me" in the song "It Wasn't Me" within 2?
Yeah, we labored over this one as well, but we landed on 12.
Ooh. We thought he said it 7 times per chorus, 7 or 8 times per chorus, and we were trying to figure out how many choruses there were. And we kind of just settled on the number 24 just to kind of give us some leeway there. So
the answer is 14. So points to Ken and Jeff. He says it 7 times per chorus, and there are 2 choruses. And
oh man, I thought there were more.
yeah,
No, he doesn't say it that much.
Rick Rock says
I
it
don't
once.
think.
All right, so it's all coming down to this last question, pretty much.
Yeah.
And it's a Frank Sinatra question, so we can guess which way this one's going to bounce.
Congratulations, guys.
For Scooby, which Frank Sinatra standard did Fred Silverman credit as the inspiration for Scooby-Doo's name?
Yep, Sinatra known for singing Doobie Doobie Doo, but we're not sure which song that was in, so we said Ain't That a Kick in the Head, because that's what we're about to get.
I'll throw it to Matt for this one. It's a song title that represents the types of people Matt and I like to hang out with.
Yep, and I'm going to throw it back to Neil because I actually don't know it.
Okay, well we like
Take it away, Neil.
We like to hang out with strangers in the night. That's what we locked in with.
The correct answer is Strangers in the Night. Shaggy, to go back, Shaggy's legal name is Norville Rogers, and he was going to be called WW. And Scooby's legal name is Scoobert Doo. And his original name was Too Much.
Oh, wow.
Just to round it off.
I don't like that alternate universe with WW and Too Much.
This is my
doing
dog.
things in their van.
Too Much.
Okay, well, we read the tea leaves, and it looks like the Comeback Kids fulfilled their name against the Team Charisma.
Oh.
We ended up with 190 points. Good showing. But the Comeback Kids are the cream of the crop today with 245. Congratulations, you're the cream of the crop, boys.
Yeah, I know. I'm living in a nightmare, and I am the cream.
Thank you. It's a hard-fought game. Matt came in strong with the estuary question. I didn't know the answer to that, and I was lucky enough to know the Sinatra one. So I think that's what put us over the top.
Yeah, it basically came down to one question. So excellent job, guys.
Good job.
I believe it was our density to win this game.
It's my density. All right, Kellyn, it was your density to provide this great game, and we certainly appreciate that. Great questions and a good get rate today.
Yeah, thanks for playing and having fun.
Yeah, we're always happy to have you. Put on my pants today just for her. Actual
Oh,
pants,
nice.
not sweatpants.
That's an honor.
Yeah. All right, that's going to do it for this episode. Once again, make sure to check out Kellyn's podcast, Old Friends Who Have Just Met. Thanks a lot, guys. This was a lot of fun. For Matt, Jeff, Neal, Kellyn, and myself, Ken, that was Triviality.
It's the AC. Let me turn it off because it's so hot here in LA.
Oh, it's warm in the day.
I was gonna say because it came out of nowhere. I
LA.
was like, where did it come from?
Oh my god, it's like really hot. Oh
It's like so hot in LA.
my god, the sun, it's like so sunny right now.
We got some tacos.
Oh, you haven't had a taco till you've had a taco in LA.